Hi there, stampers and crafters. My name is Tami White from stampwithtami.com, and welcome to my online class. Today I'm going to share with you 5 amazing Valentine's Day cards, all using the Easel Fun Fold Technique, and I think you guys are going to love them. I hope you love them as much as I do. Super easy to make, super fun, lots of cool techniques that I'm going to be sharing today in this class. So let's get started. I am broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So you might be joining me live today. You might be watching the replay later. And either way, welcome aboard. And I'm excited to have you here. These are our first 2 cards that I'm going to be sharing today. And these are made with the Love and Happiness bundle, which is from Stampin' Up. It's in the new mini catalog. It's a word stamp set filled with love. So it's not just Valentine's Day. This has anniversaries, weddings, and it's got sayings for the outside and the inside. And it is a bundle with the new hybrid folder, which is amazing. So the hybrid folder comes with both dies and a 3D folder, and they work together. So I'm going to show you how that works as well. And while you guys are jumping on board, hi everybody, it's great to see you guys. I have a giveaway, as always, with my online classes. All you need to do is drop a comment, and lots of you already just did. So it's great to see you guys. You don't need to be live to enter to win. You have up until January 28th. I love to hear from you. What I really want to hear from you is which one of the cards that I'm going to share today is your favorite. So when we get to the end, I want to hear which one you love the most. I'm torn because I love them all, but there's a few that I love especially, like just such wows. So I'm giving away the Heartfelt Wishes stamp set, which is another great word set, fun fonts, and all you need to do is drop a comment. And if you share this video on social media and type the word shared into the comments, I will enter you a second time into that drawing. And I announce the drawing and post it on my blog at stampwithtami.com. I also will be posting them in my weekly newsletters where I send out free tutorials. So if you're not part of that, you might want to sign up for that while you're over there. And while you're over there on the blog, you're going to want to download this free PDF because it's got all the measurements and scoring that you're going to want. And it's got more details on each of the cards that I'm going to be sharing today, as well as all of the products that I'm using. So most of what I'm using today came from the mini catalog. This is a brand new January to June 2022 mini catalogs, fun stuff in here. And so the first one is the Love and Happiness bundle. For those of you who popped on late, I just kind of shared the dies and the folder, but we're going to be working with them, so you will see them again. And we're going to make this card. Now, there's something else on this card that is really amazing. It's the first time I've played with it, and I have to say, not only am I addicted, it is a real wow to work with. And that is the Mother of Pearl specialty paper. So can you see this? I'm going to share how I made this with that Mother of Pearl paper, but it is just stunning. It is such a wow. So the paper, and I'll hold this up so you guys can kind of see a little bit. Actually, this might look better on the lower cam, because in person it's almost like a holographic. I don't know if holographic is the word. There you go. Now you can really see the Mother of Pearl in it, right? It sparkles, but it's not. It's glossy, so it's like almost like a hologram in the paper. So this is what we're going to start with for today's card, and then we're going to be working with the hybrid 3D folder. And why it's called a hybrid is because the folder works with the dies. Okay, so the Bouquet of Love dies folder, they both come together. It comes together as a set. So it's kind of like a die set and a folder all at once, and you use them all together at once. So I'm going to take this large heart die, and we're going to place it inside the folder, the 3D folder here. Pearlescence. I like it. I like it, Felicia. Pearlescence. Excellent. So I'm going to place this die right inside the inlet that's already there for it. It's made to cut and emboss at the same time. So kind of cool, right? So I'm going to line up the paper portrait mode. So I've got the stamping up on the bottom, just so you kind of get an idea of what's in the front. And I'm just going to flip it so I can see. I want to make sure that it's in the middle. And if anything, a little bit towards the top, but directly in the middle works too. And I want to make sure that that heart is straight on. There we go. All right, so sorry, my top camera went out, so I'm just gonna, I don't know if I can get that going again, but it's not important. You guys don't need to see me. You only need to see what I'm doing, right? Nobody cares what I look like. All right, so I've got this in the folder. I'm gonna take my die cut machine and I'm removing the cutting pads because we don't need the cutting pads. I just need the platform, which is number 1, and the plate. Everything I'm using today is new. The question here is from Lorraine is, are these new emboss and cut folders? Yes, these are brand new in that new mini catalog. It is, these are called a hybrid folder. So the dies in the folder come together. So I'm placing them directly on the number 1, in case you can't see that, directly on the number 1 here. And then I'm using the number 4 plate above it because it is a 3D folder. So anytime you're using a 3D folder, you want that number 4 plate. All these plates come with the die cut machine, by the way. You don't need to purchase them separately. And it's also supposed to make that noise. First time somebody uses it, that always scares them. Okay, so here's how it works. When you open this up, oh my gosh, right? You just like gasp. Your mouth drops open and you go, holy moly, that looks gorgeous. You can see the mother of pearl in there is just amazing. So we're going to save the cutout. Now you don't need to, if you didn't want to cut the heart out of the middle, don't use the die. So that's just the tip there. But we're going to save this. It's going to go on the inside of our card. So I'm just going to leave that there for now. And we'll move that out of our way. So this is going to be our front page. Sorry, I'm just going to try to click that camera on one more time. Oh, we got it. I'm back. I think I'm back. We'll see. I don't know. Sometimes it works for me. Sometimes it doesn't. There we go. Hi. All right. Okay. So anyways, again, this is what's most important. I have also cut using that die because the dies can be used together or separately. So using the same die, I cut this out of the Sweet Treats Designer Series paper, which we're going to be using on the next card. So I'll share that paper with you on the next card. Right? That's gorgeous. If this was the only thing I did on today's video, we'd all be like, wow, that's awesome. And, you know, see you next week. Right? I mean, it's just so cool. Let me hold it back up there because you can really see it from this camera. You can really see it just is amazing. And it was that, right? That was just so easy to do. So that folder is available in my online store, as is all of these products. And if you are watching on YouTube, there are actually links right in the video description that go directly to the store if you have it. So you don't even have to look for it. They're like, bam, right there. So this is just another clip from that Designer Series paper. This is called Sweet Treats Designer Series paper. And I'm going to do a little bit of heat embossing on this. Oh, hi, Nicola from Germany. I love it when we go worldwide. That's so exciting. I am broadcasting from very chilly -12 degree New England right now. It is freezing. It is windy. The wind is howling. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Probably not. But outside the window, the wind is just howling. And my poor heating system just cannot keep up with it. Which, before I stamp this, I'm going to use this. This is called an Emboss Buddy. We used to sell it. And the reason why I'm rubbing this along there is because it's going to keep the static down. Because it is cold here, because my heat is on, it means the air is really dry. Which means when I use embossing powder, it's going to stick in places I don't want it to stick, like little static pieces. So that keeps the static down. Now, if you don't have that, you could use a dryer sheet. Just rub a dryer sheet over it. And that helps keep the static down. I do recommend that, especially in the wintertime. I call that if you forget that step, you will regret it. Okay, so I've got some white emboss powder. This comes in the Basics collection. I'm just going to take a little piece of scrap paper. Yes, I'm sure, Carol, you in Connecticut, you're not very far from me. I'm sure you've got the same weather there. Okay. So I just got some scrap paper underneath here to collect my excess. Pour that white emboss powder right over the top. It's probably a little bit hard to see, but you'll be able to see it really good when I melt that powder. Just pour that right back in there. And we're going to pull out our handy dandy heat tool and heat that up. I always love heat embossing on it. I can already see I've got a tiny little bit on here that I want to remove. There we go. I think I got it. I always love the heat embossing on a project. I think it just gives it a wow factor. Sometimes it's a little bit hard. I try to hold it up there so you guys can really see that from the camera's angle. And sometimes it's a little hard for me to see when I'm holding it into the camera, but it's more important that you guys see it. Okay, so I've got to the one I love here. This came from the coordinating stamp set, which is it's a bundle you can get together or separately, called Love and Happiness. You can buy that with the 3D hybrid folder and dies or separately. So once I've done that, this is going to go inside of my heart. And then all we need to do now is make our card base. So the fun fold that we're doing today is so easy. You guys are just going to be like making these left and right. This is called the Easel Fold. It's a super easy one. So I've got an 11 by 4 1/4 piece of cardstock, and you don't need to write down those measurements because I have them for you on this free PDF. Click on the link in this video's description. Doesn't matter where you're watching it. You could be on Twitter, you could be on Facebook, you could be on YouTube, wherever you're watching it, live or replay. Click on the link in the video's description. It'll bring you right here. If for some reason you can't see it or find it, go to stampwithtami.com. And I also have a quick link and a QR code that will bring you right back to this video on that free PDF. So try to make it easy for you guys to find things. I don't want anybody to be playing hide and seek. So let's do our scoring on here. I've got Sahara Sand is the color I'm using. I'm going to score it at 5.5 and 2 3/4. So that is basically half and a quarter. So I've got 2 quarters and a half. And what's fun about this fold is this is going to create our easel fold here. But it also, and this is our easel fold. I'll show you in a minute. It'll make sense. But it also, if you fold that back, makes a Z fold card. So same fold makes two different techniques or 2 different card folds, but it's actually the same fold just done differently. Okay, so all we need to do now is assemble our card. So our pieces for assembly, I'm using Blushing Bride from Stampin' Up in our card here, and then I've got the inside here already put together for us. I use shimmer white to go with the pearlescent. The pearlescent paper, I mean, you could write on it, I guess, if you had like a Sharpie or if you used one of the Stampin' blend markers would write on it pretty good. But the shimmer white for the inside to write on, I use that to go with it because it coordinates really well. The color looks really nice together. And I want to put something Whisper White next to it just to show why I didn't use Whisper White on the inside or Very Vanilla, because they don't match as nicely. So I thought the shimmer white was a much better, oops, sorry, that was shimmer white. I wanted to put it next to the Mother of Pearl. I thought the shimmer white was a much better match. Okay, so these 2 are going to go on the inside. This is going to go on the outside. So we're going to layer, again, those measurements on the free PDF. And then we've got our pieces all together now. All right, we're going to start with some seal adhesive. Go ahead and put that. Insert right in there. So I've attached the shimmer white right to the Blushing Bride. I'm going to do the exact same thing here, but I'm going to attach the Blushing Bride to the Sahara Sand. And then to line this up, let's put those over for a second. To line up our words on the inside, I'm going to take that seal adhesive. Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear that wind howling, man, but it is blowing out there. So what I did was I put seal adhesive on the back of this. So this on the back of this, just around the heart. And then I'm gonna line it up exactly where I want it. Boom, done. And then I'll take a little bit more, put it on there, and that's gonna attach to the front. Okay. So when we go to attach this to our card, I'm going to put our adhesive right here. So I've got, I don't know if you can see my little square there, but I'm not going above the fold. And I'll show you why. Now I'm going to just line that up, press it down. Now the reason why is because if we put adhesive here, this would stick to it and then it would just become a regular card fold instead of our special easel fold. Now the last piece that we want is our stopper down here, which is going to be these two hearts. I'm going to use them as our stopper on the inside. So I'm going to attach them together with some seal adhesive. A little bit of an angle there to make them a little bit fun. And then I'm going to take some Stampin' dimensionals to put them on the inside. So whatever you use as your stopper, your holder on the inside, you want to pop it up with dimensionals. You don't have to do the same thing on the inside. You can do something totally different, right? You can copy exactly, or you can do something completely different. And I'll tell you what, no matter what you make, I love to see it. Every Saturday, which is today, I post on my Facebook page our Saturday shares, and I love to see what you guys are working on. So if you guys make one of these, or if you make if you use the idea and then go outside the box, no matter what you do, I would love to see it. Be sure to post it on my Saturday share. So that's our stopper, and then this is just gonna clip right to it, right? So let's go back to that lower view here. So I've got the card base, and then I'm gonna put it right here, and that pops right up, and then it stays standing on your desk or your mantle or wherever your loved one is going to display it. The one last thing that you want to do here is oh my gosh, I buried them. I have these new iridescent gemstones. They're part of that Sweet Treats suite, and they are yummy, right? And we've got a question on here. It says, do you think we could use Marvelicious DSP? Of course you can. You can use anything you'd like. And then anything you'd like, you can totally experiment. If you're not, if you're thinking, I wonder what this would look like. Instead of attaching it, just kind of hold it underneath and say, hey, that looks cool. Use a piece of coordinating cardstock. I think you got some great advice already on that thread for you. All right, so I'm going to take a couple of these, and I don't know. I'm going to go with a larger one. I guess you could go with any size there. And I'm going to put a couple on the top and then a couple on the bottom on the alternating corner, just because I feel like it's naked without bling. You got to have the bling, right? There we go. So that is card number 1. And that was embossing on the mother of pearl paper. So this is using very similar colors, using almost the same products here. Instead of Sahara sand, I'm using black. And on the inside here, I use the Ornate Frames dies instead of the heart dies, because I wanted just a little special something. And on this one, I put a couple of hearts on the inside fold there too. And I'm also going to, again, put this down here, especially if you didn't see it earlier, just so you can get a glimpse of that mother of pearl paper and how awesome it is, because it's somewhat hard to see, I think, on the top-down camera. I think this camera shows it a little bit better. It is amazing. Amazing, right? So we've got our regular one, and this is the one that I just embossed. Okay, no, and one more thing I'm going to share here. You'll notice this one's standing up straighter and this one's down a little bit. And that's personal preference, however you want it to stand. The what you'll want to do to make a difference here is I put the words down lower here, so it's going to go at a little bit more of an angle. And if you want it to stand up taller this way, put your stopper up higher. So that's just a little tip there on placement that will, help you as far as how you want your easel to stand up. Okay, so these are our first two cards. And I am going to now step into the next suite, which is the Sweet Talk suite. Let me share. I'll share where I'm getting this stuff. And again, all of this is available in my online store, and there are hot links both on the project page where the free PDF is and on the YouTube video if you're watching on YouTube. So we're going to move into this suite now, and I'm going to use quite a few pieces from this suite. And this is the bundle that we just used. So this was page 11 of that January to June mini catalog. We're going to move over to using this stuff now. And with that, ta-da! All right, so here I'm going to share. I got a couple of cool things to share on this little guy. Let me put him down on this lower camera for you. So, okay, there we go. I've got a window here. See that little window? I'm going to share how I made that window. That window is also embossed vellum. So that's kind of cool. And I'm going to share how I made this wreath of hearts, wreath of candy hearts. And I'll also share how I made this really cool scrunchy ribbon. So let's get started making this card. And this is using the Sweet Treats suite. So first of all, the candy hearts can come from either coming through. They can come from either the stamp set. You could stamp them here. We've got two-step stamping, so you can stamp the background in a color and this outline, or it can come from the designer series paper, which is what I used. I used the designer series paper, but if you ran out of candy hearts on that, or you just wanted to stamp them, you can do that too. So these are the dies that come with the bundle. So you can purchase a sweetheart die separately or together with the bundle. Really cool set. Love the candy hearts. Lots of fun to play with. Now that paper, oh my gosh. All right, you ready for this? Good stuff. Okay. I'll just go through it really quickly. Lots of fun hearts in this paper. If you guys have not taken a look at this yet, it's awesome. In fact, if you haven't taken a look at it yet and you are falling in love with it as you're seeing it in action, and this is what I used on the last card for the background that I embossed on, I have a special offer. I have a kit that I made using this, and I also have a special class that goes along with it. And in addition to that, I have a class, a free class for the love and happiness. So let me just share that with you really quickly, because it's a great deal, but also it ends tomorrow. Tomorrow's the deadline on this one. So it's Sweet Talk kits. You get 2 free celebration products with it, and you're going to get the entire suite, and you're going to get 2 free classes. 2 free classes, video classes from me, exclusive classes. So more ideas from this. Really awesome. stampwithtami.com is the details for that. And I'm going to land on, I'm glad I landed on this paper because this is what I cut the hearts out of. And I used the dies. So these dies actually work with the paper. We love that, right? We love it. They work with the paper and they work with the stamp sets. Everybody loves when everything plays nicely together. So in addition to that, let's see, where do we begin? Let's start with our vellum. You want to start with the vellum? Yeah. Okay. So we've got some vellum cardstock, and let me show you the folder that I'm going to use here. This folder is called, it's actually 2 folders. It's called Checks and Dots. And for those of you who love the mini boss, the mini stamp and emboss machine, I know that it has a big fan club. These folders fit in the mini machine, so you can use them in either machine. I'm taking the dots for this one. And if you're either jumping in late or you're not sure what I just said and you were curious about one of the products, if you click on the link in the video's description or go to stampwithtami.com, you will find the project page for this, and I have everything listed there. I have links to them in the store as well as on the video too, so I'm trying to make it easy. This is not a 3D folder, so I don't need the number 4 plate, and I don't need the number 2 plate. All we need, because it's just a regular embossing folder, is our platform. I'm going to stick that vellum right inside. Oh, Sil, you, girlfriend, are going to be so happy to hear this. Sil used to be a demonstrator, and she's thinking about signing up again. Guess what? It's celebration time. Do you guys know what that means? It means that not only do you get free stuff when you purchase things in my online store from the celebration catalog, but if you join right now, you also get, in addition to an amazing deal on the demo kit, you get 2 free stamp sets. So you get to pick $125 worth of products, and you pay only $99. And you get 2 free stamp sets, and you get free shipping. So, I mean, even if you never did anything else, it's an awesome deal. It is the number 1 reason why people join Stampin' Up. But the number 2 is because you want to be part of an awesome family, which my Stampin' group is. So just saying, want more information on that? Drop me an email. Okay, so I just placed that folder in between 2 cutting pads. So that's it. Platform, 2 cutting pads with the regular folders, and run it through. Now, vellum does a really cool thing when you emboss it. It raises, right? It's cool. It looks neat. So we've got our embossed vellum. I'm going to leave this out because we are just going to keep on rolling with that puppy. So next up, I've got a layer on my card. Again, the measurements are on that free PDF. So this is going to be the front white panel. I cut this with the stitched rectangle dies. You could. I also have the measurements if you don't have that die set. But if you don't have that die set, it is a great set to get. Another great basic staple in your die collection is the layering circles, which is what I'm using next. So the one thing I want to do is add that number 2 plate right back in here, because I'm switching from the embossing folder to dies. So we want that number 2 cutting plate, number 2 plate, and then a cutting plate. And so I'm going to put that center a little bit towards the top, and we're going to cut that hole right out of my top panel. And I don't know that it matters what order you do it in. You can cut this and then cut the stitch rectangle around it if you wanted to. I cut the rectangle and then the circle out of it. So I'm going to put that aside for a second because we're going to do one more little cut. And that is right. This is just scrap basic white. So I've got 2 circles here, and there's like I forget what number these are. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this so I can tell you what numbers you want to use here. So now I'm going to share my messy folder. I put this is a very old set of layering circles that, I don't know, I bought this years ago and put it in a DVD case. I don't do that with them anymore now. I just leave them in with just a regular magnet sheet. But DVD case, and the magnets aren't that awesome that I have in here. You know, you can just buy those at craft store, Amazon, whatever. These aren't the most awesome. So every time I move this case, they go all over the place. All right, so it looks like I have got the 2nd and 4th largest for this part. And to cut out the hole, I used the 3rd largest. So those are the sizes we want. I just messed them all up again. I'm going to take these 2, bada bing, bada boom, right there, cut it, run it through, and through the magic of video. Ta-da! That's going to give us this ring. So the ring is going to help us line up our wreath of hearts when we put that together. So Let me just see what steps we're at here. The other thing that we want to cut while we have that out there is, this is from the die set, the Sweet Hearts die set. And we'll go ahead and take some black Memento ink. Stamp the words that come from that stamp set right on there. You like my sound effects, Lynn? Oh yeah, I gotta have fun, right? Someday I'm probably gonna have to add some real sound effects, so you know, you guys get the full you know, like effect while you're watching this. I'm gonna have, like, you know, Star Wars as I'm, like, you know, adding on embellishments. Pew pew pew. Ah, good times. I'm getting silly. It is Saturday afternoon, right? And it is a perfect day, especially here in New England, a perfect day to be stamping. Okay, so I just realized I want to cut a couple more circles out. So I'm not quite done with my die cut machine. I'm going to pull that right back into view. So my apologies for moving stuff around too quickly, too soon. All my cutting paraphernalia back here. So the I have not attached this white one. I'm just laying it on here. But the layers that I'm doing on the front, I want to cut out the I don't think that's the right one, is it? No, that's not the one. This is the third largest circle here. I want to cut out a circle all the way through, but it's not good for your die. In fact, it won't work if you try to cut it through 2 or 3 layers. It'll eventually break your die, and we don't want to do that. So I'm just going to line this up. I want to use this top panel again before I attach it, so I'm not going to attach that yet, but I will attach the next 2. So I do have to cut those one at a time going through. Three is the punchy time. Is that when things get punchy? You're right. It is after 3. So really quickly, I'm going to attach these 2 because these 2 I don't need to work with. Actually, I do. I guess, okay, prematurely attaching here. Wishing I didn't do that just now, but that's okay. It's all right. It's always fixable. So line up that die and cut that third hole right through. Actually, you know what? No, we're good. We're good. That's fine that I attached that. It's fine. I was thinking I needed to put the vellum in between the 2, but I actually don't. So that was correct. Yay! Now we can move that out of the way. Now I'm going to move in my card base. We're going to score that. I've got my Simply Score tool, the exact same measurements as we did with the original card that I made, 5.5, 2 3/4. If you're jumping in late and you didn't see that first card made with the love and happiness, oh my gosh, you want to see that. The mother of pearl alone is worth it. It's just wicked cool. So that's going to give us our fun fold. Again, super easy. Measurements are on that free PDF. And not quite ready for the full assembly yet, but we can, which way we want to go here? Let's go ahead and attach this and attach our inside, and we'll get that all ready to go. And then we will, let's see, right in here. And we can go ahead and put this on the front here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive around here. Oops, I went too far off the edge there with the adhesive. So got my handy dandy adhesive remover. That thing is worth its weight in gold. right? I guess an eraser might work too, but man, that thing just takes everything off. Okay. And then we're going to attach this to the front of the card. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like the colors. I love these colors too. Pastels, the soft saddles are pastel colors, and those are my jam. I think those are the ones I like the most too. So that is going to create our easel fold. We've got that going on. And next, let's make our wreath of hearts. So I went ahead and from that designer series paper and the die set, I cut a whole bunch, a lot. I wanted my wreath to be really full. So however many you want to put on there, you might just want a thin layer, you might thick layer, you might want to stamp yours. I mean, you can do whatever you want with this. It's going to, there's all different options here. I'm going to take my seal adhesive, run it all the way around that ring, and then we're going to start building our wreath. So what I did here, and you are going to probably need to add a little bit more adhesive here and there. Like here, it's not going to be on any. I have them overlapping intentionally. Some of them I will put it a little bit of an angle. Some of them I might put straight on. You can get totally creative here. Kind of show your style there while you're building your wreath here, right? Because everyone might be a little different, but man, they're a lot of fun. Oh, thanks, Cindy. That is such a nice thing to say. Nancy, why did they continue the eraser? And by eraser, I think you're referring to the adhesive remover. I don't know. I don't know. We did used to sell those, and now we don't. I don't know. I can't answer that for why things retire in anything. Sometimes it's just because they don't sell. In that particular case, it could be the manufacturer changed, or they got too expensive, or it could be a million different reasons. I am not privy to that information. I just know I stocked up when it happened. But I mean, that you could use it like a regular eraser will also help you if you need to remove adhesive. Just some tips. So these hearts are all different sizes, so you can get a... Diana's sad that Stampin' Up! Ran out of Bouquet of Love. They're coming back. No, don't be sad. Yes. Yes, it's a super awesome folder. I can't say this enough to people. It was super awesomely amazing. When the catalog came out on January 4th, everybody's purchasing for Valentine's Day. And that, because it's so cool, it's hot, it's new, was the first thing everybody purchased. So it went on back order. And things, I can't say this enough. If you love something, buy it. Because especially right now, it's hard to keep things in stock. You know, the supply chain issues all around in life, not just Stampin' Up! But that one is coming back. I think it's next week or the week after. Just keep an eye on my online store. It'll come back. You'll see it again. No reason to be sad. I think it'll be back in plenty of time for Valentine's Day, but, I don't know. Again, I don't have insight on that. Okay. Let's put this one on there. What do you guys think? I feel like I want to make it a little bit, center a little bit rounder. But, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It still looks pretty awesome. Okay, so we've got those layered. Well, we got a note here that you could get things like the adhesive remover at the dollar store. Good to know. I am going to attach this to the card with some Stampin' Dimensionals, but before I do that, I'm going to show you the trick to the ribbon. So the ribbon I'm using here, it's actually Evening Evergreen window pane checked ribbon. I think it looks more like basic black, and I really liked the look of it with these cards, so I used it quite a bit actually. I'm going to take seal adhesive, and I'm only using this because it's easy. You may want to use like sticky strip or seal plus or something like that. And I'm going to start on one end and adding a little bit more adhesive to the ribbon so that I can tuck it under at the end that I start with. And then I am literally scrunching. In fact, you know what? It might be easier if I zoom in here, just so you guys can see what I'm doing here with the ribbon. This is a cool technique. It adds interest, and I'm literally just pinching it, kind of, you know, just scrunching it. There's no rhyme or reason to the way I'm doing it. If you wanted to do it like ribbon candy, you could, but I kind of intentionally going a little bit messy with it, so it's got a funky look here. I'm going to get to that end. We're going to cut. And a little bit more adhesive to the back of that. No, I just want this to be even on both ends, so I'm just going to fix that last scrunch and fold that under. Cool, right? I love the way it looks. I thought it came out awesome. And I love just doing things a little bit differently. I mean, that's my jam. I like wows that are easy. So I'm taking some adhesive all the way around the back of this panel. Make sure you get the edges of that ribbon so that it doesn't pop up where the ribbons are tucked underneath. And then that should line up with the holes that we pre-cut, because we kind of pre-cut them together, right? And I'm going to attach our hearts, let's go this way, with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And for those of you who are coming in late, when I'm done, I would love to hear which of these cards that you guys liked the most. I'm going to share a couple more cards in just a minute. I'm just about done with this card here. I mean, you see how fast they go together, right? So Stampin' Dimensionals, pop this up. I put some right on the, I put some on the ring. I put some right on the hearts too. Kind of mixed it up, and yeah, let's go there. Yeah, nah, there. Boom. So we got our hearts, our heart wreath, right? So fun, so fun. Now we need a little something for the inside to pop it up, right? So that it's going to stay up in our easel. So I'm going to take a little bit more of that ribbon and tie it through the tag that we stamped on earlier. Sure, Cynthia, when you do yours, you can actually use a larger, she wants to see more vellum on hers. You can do a larger circle. You don't have to use the same size circles that I used here, and you can widen it up so that you have more there to share more of that pretty vellum. All personal. Don't have to copy exactly if you don't want to. I love to see what you guys do. Okay, so I just tied that right through. So we've got our ribbon. I'm going to trim it up a hair. And then we'll take some Stampin' Dimensionals on the tag, because we need that to pop up on the inside in order for it to hold our front panel up in the easel shape. Oh, you're definitely going to want to watch the replay, Jeanette, because the first card with the hybrid folder, oh my god, it's so cool. I used the mother of pearl. Oh, I'm telling you, I love that stuff. Love it. And then this is going to hold right in there. Let me give you the table cam view so you guys can see it there. And then you can see Boom, bada bing. Give you a little side view here. We've got a little light coming through our window, so it's nice and shiny and fun. And as always, never fully dressed without a smile and some bling. Says Annie. All right, so popping a few of these in here. I don't want to cover up too many dots, so I'm going to use some little ones. Actually, I feel like that might be even a little bit too crowded, so I'm going to go outside with that one. And our card is complete. But I have a few more to share with you from the same products. So that was the Sweet Treat Sweet is what I used here. And then this one, there's a little baby envelope die. So cute, right? So I used a little baby envelope die, that designer series paper, stamped in the rectangle dies again, stamped Happy Valentine's Day, and used the ribbon on the inside. So we've got our inside pop up. Super cute. So that is one card. Again, I want to hear from you guys. Here's the one we just did. Now, on this next one, I'll move these guys out of the way for 1 minute. I just want to talk about it because tic-tac-toe, how fun is that, right? Did you guys not see that when you saw the little X's and O's in the stamp set? Gotta bring it out now. Did you not want to just play tic-tac-toe with it, right? You could just draw lines and play tic-tac-toe with these little stamps all day. I'm X's, you're O's. So here, I cut the grid lines out of basic black paper. They are just tiny little strips. They're 1/8 of an inch by 3.5. There's 4 of them to make that grid. And then just stamp. And same thing, I cut these out of designer series paper, but you could also stamp them with the stamp set. How big is the envelope? Felicia's asking. This is a standard size medium envelope from Stampin' Up. This is a standard size card. They're all standard size, regular size cards, which measure 5.5 by 4.25. So I just wrote that down. It's also on the PDF for the strips on this one. And then on the inside, I kind of combined because I used the heart and the Valentine's greetings from the Love and Happiness for that one. All right, I want to hear from you guys, right? So those are the 3 from the Sweet Treats Sweet. And then this was the first card I made here with the Love and Happiness folder. And then we've got the Mother of Pearl. So these 2. So you guys tell me. I want to hear from you guys. I'm having a hard time. I'll tell you what I think. Because, I mean, I love them all, right? Let's do this. We'll put Sweet Treats on the top. We'll put Love and Happiness down here. I love them all. I'm torn between these 2 and Runner Up. I love the heart wreath. I love this embossed Mother of Pearl. Is just such a wow. And then I love them all, and it's killing me. It's killing me, but I love to hear from you guys what you guys think, which ones. I mean, sometimes what I think is the best is not what you guys think is the best, right? We all have different ideas. So these are my Valentine's Day easel cards. Hope you have loved this. Oh, we got lots of wreath fans out there, but yep, we've got birthday wishes is up there. Tic-tac-toe is up there. Oh my gosh, awesome. Thanks, guys. I love it. Well, I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. And I will see you guys back here next week. I will be back with a new class. Don't forget to download that free PDF. And don't forget, if you loved this class, my Sweet Treats kit is only available until tomorrow. Details are on stampwithtami.com and ordering. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great weekend.